Your locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Contact them at 844-POWER-BZ or visit them at powercopiers.com. Here's your host, Scott Marsh, alongside the high flyer, Henry Turner.
All right, here, Sacktown Sports. We'll try that again. We're up and running now. Very pleasant good afternoon to you. Welcome into Game Night right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marshall on with the high flyer, Henry Turner. Kings and Knicks from the Garden tonight. Always special with the Kings in Manhattan to take on the Knicks, who have won 5 straight. We'll break that down throughout the next hour. Get you ready for Kings Live pregame. That comes up at 4 o'clock tonight. Tip tonight, 4:30. G-Man with the call. Of course, the Kings in the midst of the 6-game road trip. And it started off with a loss in Denver, 132-123, a game in which they got down by over 20 at the half, made some runs, made a great late fourth quarter run. Just we're down by too much, Henry. And I mean, if there was ever a game on the schedule that the Kings were up against it, it was the game Wednesday night in Denver.
I mean, Scooter.
Or Thursday, excuse me.
You have to understand this. The way Denver has been playing lately, I mean, totally off the charts. I mean, they're probably right now the hottest team in the league. And let's look at it on a for real side. For the Sacramento Kings to come off a back-to-back, to travel, to go into Denver and be able to beat Denver, they were pretty much going to have to play a flawless basketball game because Denver is on a heater right now. They're playing great ball. So, the Kings went in there and they didn't do what they needed to do to win this game. Like I said, they were almost going to play flawless.
They were going to have to play flawless. Obviously, Denver's playing their best basketball of the year right now. They're healthy with Aaron Gordon coming back. Regardless of all those circumstances, the second night of a back-to-back in Denver, extremely difficult, coming off an emotional win. You're playing the Warriors. You come back from 17 down at the half, 18 overall to win a game against your NorCal rival.
Mm-hmm.
All of it was just stacked against the Kings.
You know what? Kings did what they had to do against Golden State. Was proud of them. Got a win at G1. Wins have been few and far in between at Golden One Center. And that was one of the big concerns of Doug with this basketball team was saying, hey, this is our house. We definitely have to hold court. They did that. Okay, now we know the Kings just had a whole bunch of games at home. Lots. Now, hitting the road. Kings been a good basketball team on the road. Really not scared about them having to go out and face the road, but they got a long road trip. This Denver trip was just a tough trip, Scotty. Like I said, and Denver is playing at a very high level. So for the Kings to lose this game, no slap in the face. I love the way they competed. Went down 20. All right, shouldn't have happened, but oh well. Went down 20, but didn't lose the fight. Kept fighting, got back in the game. It wasn't one of those situations to where Denver had basically done this to the last 4 games where Jokic only plays 3 quarters and he sits down.
Right.
They tried it.
He had to come back in at that 8:30 mark.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, no doubt. I was proud of the Kings' effort. I thought it was really good. And Doug Christie setting the tone regardless of the circumstances or the obstacles, their opportunities. And I thought the Kings showed well. But again, it was a very tough task for them to overcome. And, obviously trying to do it without De'Aaron Fox right now in a groove. And I don't know whether it's the fingers or what's going on. Offensively, he hasn't been quite the same the last few games.
Right. He hasn't been shooting the ball at a high clip. We'll give him that. But, got to give De'Aaron kudos because he's been finding other ways to be productive. He's been getting steals. He's been getting rebounds. He's been assisting. So those are the things you do until that scoring power comes back around. The shot will come back, but this is one of those situations to where it's not falling right now.
Yeah, it just isn't falling for him. There's no doubt about it. Fun game. And to see the numbers that the Joker put up on Thursday night, the 35, 20, and 15. Again, we say it time and time again, but anytime the only person you can be compared to is Wilt Chamberlain, you're in the most elite of NBA company.
Yes, you are. And I mean, he probably going to get MVP again. It's probably going to be number 4, because Embiid's been out, and that's one thing you really have to salute Joker for is like, okay, big guys are usually, injury prone. And when they do start getting injured, they go down. They're not reliable. This dude has been Iron Man for them. He's played pretty much all the games. He's there when Mike Malone needs him.
Yeah, no, he's been absolutely incredible. You're right. I don't know if he's the lead candidate for MVP. I mean, right now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is getting a lot of talk right now, and he deserves it with the way OKC's playing.
He's getting a lot of love, but OKC is getting it done pretty much collectively as a team. Joker is putting up numbers, bro, that you can't even, look over. You just said the triple doubles. You can't look over that and say, okay, well, it's a team concept. No, this dude is putting up numbers by himself.
No doubt. It was his 5th consecutive triple double of the season. He's at 150 career triple dubs now.
But the crazy thing, Scott, is the last 4, he's had them without playing in the fourth quarter. That's huge. Nobody else in NBA history has done that.
It's pretty incredible. It is.
Nobody.
I know it. It's remarkable. And you know what's remarkable, too, is watching Russell Westbrook. His career has reemerged in Denver. I mean, we know he's a great player, right? And I'm not trying to say he's come out of nowhere to start playing well again, but he has found a home in Denver.
You know what? I think, honestly, Russell has come to, agreement with himself. Because really, that's all Russell was playing against was himself. Russell has been so used to being the alpha and the omega on every team that he has been on. And, he tries to do too much because he's been able to do it. You need me to score? I can score. You need me to rebound? I can rebound. You need me to defend? I can do that. Oh, and guess by what? I can assist too because he was a walking triple-double at OKC.
Yeah.
Right? So now they don't need Russell to do everything. All they need Russell to do is bring the energy. Use that pick and roll. Somebody comes, you kick it. If not, try to get to the basket and score. He's still a freak of nature. The boy explosiveness is still through the roof.
It's incredible. He's in his 17th year right now, and he does not look like he has slowed down one step whatsoever.
The reason why he looks so good, Scott, is that they're not asking him to shoot jump shots.
Yeah. Although he's shooting the ball decently right now. I mean, a couple threes in the game on Thursday.
Confidence goes a long way.
Yeah, 7 to 10 from the floor.
Right. Confidence goes a long way, but all he has to do is get downhill and make a layup.
Yeah. No, and he fits in there, and he's been impressive. Their bench is getting better. Denver's a team they'd be dealt with at 28-16. They're hovering right there in the 4th spot in the Western Conference, but obviously they're going to be a team that makes some noise.
I was saying for a little while that they were the team that was flying under the radar. Because, you were looking at OKC and Houston popped up and, a couple other teams were in there. You always got to throw Dallas in there. But Denver was steady chipping off.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people in the straight forgot that, okay, a couple of years ago, Denver were champs. They were the champs a few years ago.
Yep.
So that roster changed a little bit, but they've made some changes and tweaked some things. So definitely can say they can be in the running if they get there.
They can, no doubt. Another good night for Sabonis, 23 and 19 and 8.
Man.
He showed up and just does what he always does.
Man, that's crazy too.
It's crazy.
And watching him and the way he gets this guy. And the crazy thing now is that you remember when Sabonis first came here, our only criticism of him was like, if this boy could ever get a jump shot, boy, he's going to be something. Well, guess what? He's the number 1 three-point shooter in the league right now, percentage-wise.
No doubt. Who's number 2? The Joker.
2 big guys.
Yeah, exactly.
2 centers. How crazy is that?
It's so crazy. It doesn't make any sense at all, but it's been fun to watch. And it was fun to watch Dougie Buckets make some buckets late. I mean, he almost got the Kings back into a winning position.
You know what? Doug called his number, man, and McDermott came in, and he did what he needed to do. And that was, it wasn't Herculean, but he did what he needed to do. He came in and knocked down some shots.
He hit 5 threes in the 4th.
Right. Was able to give the Kings that boost to where it helped them get back into the game. That's been Dougie's role for the last 4 or 5 years in the league.
Sure.
You got to come in, knock these shots down, and give us a boost.
No doubt. He definitely did that as well. If you want to join the program, you can, 916-339-1140. We're up and running in our YouTube chat as well. We encourage you to chime in there. We'll get to that throughout the hour as well. With McDermott, that performance probably gets him some more minutes. Kevin Huerter's been struggling. I know they don't play exactly the same positions, but could you see McDermott getting more minutes over Huerter in the rotation now?
Oh, yeah, and especially if he's knocking that shot down, Scott, because this is what Doug brings a little bit more than a Kevin Huerter, is that, okay, He's a guy that's going to go in and get you a couple of rebounds. He's about 6'7", 6'8". He's a longer body. He's a bigger body. So, he brings you a different aspect that way. Him and Herter both knocks down threes, but Herter's more so a facilitator and a guy that, passes the basketball. Dougie gives you a little bit more size.
Yep. And, of course, the one thing Joker can do is just anytime he wants it, 80-foot three-point shots.
Did you see that? Now, I don't know how many times he's going to hit that, but, man, he hit it against us. He threw that ball up, and it had a look. I mean, when he threw it up, I'm like.
It was so nonchalant.
I'm like, this could go in. And all of a sudden, you would think a shot like that hits the backboard and go in, right?
Yeah.
Because you really don't have no type of
you're
touch
just
or anything. You just chucked it.
Yeah.
Man, that ball went straight through the neck. I'm like, okay, we understand. Warm the jet up. It's time to go. That's the sign right there.
It is over. It is over. And Joker, I mean, in terms of just all-around skill set, you look at his outlet passing too. We've seen Kevin Love, who's not really playing anymore in Miami. He's still on a roster, but he was so great at that. If you go back old school basketball, they say Wes Unseld was incredible with that. Bill Walton, Arvydas Sabonis, those guys. But I mean, his ability to throw the ball 75 feet as if it has no effort whatsoever is amazing.
Hey, first of all, you got to be strong as hell to throw that ball like that with one hand.
Yep.
All right. I remember Daryl Dawkins used to do it also, but Daryl Dawkins used to bench press buildings.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Double D was a monster. But to be able to throw the ball like that, have such touch on the ball, and put it right where your opponent can catch it, go up and score without having to, put the extra bounce on it or whatever. I mean, the dude's just incredible.
He is absolutely incredible. All right. So the Nuggets get the victory. They've won 2 straight now against the Kings, going back. That was the first game on that losing streak at home for the Kings when the Denver Nuggets came back from 10 down with 4 minutes to go. This one, not as close on the second night of a back-to-back. 5 more on the road for the Kings. They get a Knicks team tonight that hasn't played in 4 days. Mm-hmm. They are well rested. They've won 5 straight. We'll start to break that down when we come back. It's game night right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports at SacktownSports.com.
Hi, this is Henry Turner. No one likes waiting. Sometimes, even minutes can feel like an eternity. So imagine if you're a youth waiting for a mentor. It seems like years. Big brothers and big sisters of the greater Sacramento area need your help. More than 100 kids in the Sacramento, Yolo, and South Placer County are waiting for someone to defend their potential. Come on, Sacramento. Stand up. Let's do this the high flyer way. With your help, we can make this thing a slam dunk. Join us at bbbs.sac.org or call 916-646-9300.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your hand to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Celebrate Lunar New Year every week in February during the $800,000 Lucky Red Envelope drawing at Sky River Casino. Earn entries daily just by playing your favorite slots and table games with your rewards card. Plus, swipe at our promotional kiosk for a free daily entry. On select Sundays and Fridays, earn 100 bonus entries when you hit 100 tier credits. Join us every Saturday night in February, where every red envelope could be your ticket to $25,000 cash. Visit skyriver.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered the fastest connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Golden One Center this week. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
This year, resolve to save on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on over 30 new half-ton Silverado LT and RST. After rebate. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big. Huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing and leasing. Some other offers based on 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
Welcome back into Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. Scott Marshall along with the High Flyer Henry Turner. Game Night brought to you by Power Business Technology. Experience for yourself how the Power family can help you with all your business copier needs. Give them a call today, 1-844-POWER-BZ, or go to powercopiers.com. All right, as we said, second game of the 6-game road trip starts at 4:30 today. Kings in Madison Square Garden to take on the Knicks. They'll go across the Brooklyn Bridge to take on the Nets on Monday. Head on that train to Philadelphia for a matchup versus the 76ers on Wednesday before heading back our way. OKC on Saturday. The Timberwolves next Monday. It's a long trip before coming back to take on Orlando. First of all, as we focus in on the Knicks, Henry, you've played in Madison Square Garden. It's the world's most famous arena. What makes it just such the marquee arena, not only for the NBA, but for the U.S. for any event?
Scooter, I think it's just the nostalgia of it because, you know, if you look at it aesthetically, it looks like a dump. It really does.
Yeah. Now, they've renovated it a little bit, but still, to your point, it's an old arena.
Right. It's an old arena. You know, it's still an arena that you know, goes down into the ground or whatever. But it's the nostalgia of all the greats that played in New York, and the NBA offices are in New York. Yep. Okay. You know, they would love to say basketball started in New York, you know, but it's just one of those things to where nostalgia creeps in and, you know, the draft is there. All the good stuff for NBA is supposed to be right there in New York.
It's the Mecca. And just, you know, it's held the Ollie title fights. It's had so many amazing concerts there. So many marquee, memorable events have been held.
I mean, but everything comes through New York.
Yeah.
And they and until they really built, you know, the Barclays Brooklyn,
right.
It was the only arena there.
Right.
So it got everything.
Yeah.
Like you said, all the concerts, circuses, everything that came through New York came through the Garden.
By the way, the circuses, there were still some smells in that building I've heard from time to time
as
well.
It smelled like a zoo every time you walk through. That's what I called it a dump. It smelled like because you got to get in the elevator and go downstairs.
Right.
And man, it smelled like the bale of hay was just right there in the elevator. Ooh.
Yeah, it was kind of not quite the smelling salt that Doug Christie uses. But, you know, Doug may not have to use it today. He could just walk through.
Just walk on through.
Exactly. Did you always feel like you wanted to play your best in that arena?
You know what? I was the type of player to where I wanted to play my best, period.
Yeah.
I didn't care what arena I was in. You know, I just wanted to play to the best of my ability. You know, I mean, if it was one arena that I really felt like I wanted to go off in, of course, it was Oakland Coliseum.
Yeah.
You know,
that's your hometown.
Yes. Everybody that grows up in Oakland want to go to the Coliseum and show out.
Yeah.
So I would say that one, but anywhere else, just a road game.
Got it. All right. Well, let's talk about this Knicks team because obviously they're playing some great basketball right now. They've become a threat in the Eastern Conference. They're currently in third place. As we've said, they're rolling at the moment, 29-16. They're just behind the Cavs and the Celtics. The big move in the offseason, they move Julius Randle. They get the big cat along with Jalen Brunson. I mean, this is a team to be reckoned with.
Right. And we saw this team early on when Julius Randle had just got acquired by New York. They came in the Golden One, and Julius Randle went off on us.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he really went off, and then he fell off after he left Sacramento. He started struggling a little bit. So I haven't been keeping up with just him, period. Don't know how he's doing as a solitary player. But I can tell you what, the New York Knicks are a well-rounded team. They got guys that do something special in every position. Jalen Brunson is special. You got Randall. Randall is special. Then you got, guys that's coming off the bench.
You mean Big Cat?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Big Cat. Big Cat is very special.
Yes, he is.
But, those guys, they got somebody in every position that really steps up and get it done.
They do. They're all around. Of course, the Villanova connection not as complete with the DiVincenzo getting traded to Minnesota, but you've got, still with Mikal Bridges, who has just been playing incredible as well. Hart, who's just one of those glue guys who comes in and just gives you effort and gets rebounds. I mean, they've got a good all around team, and they play great defense.
I will say this, that Hart is the guy that pushes them over the edge. Mm-hmm. Because you would have never thought, because Hart bounced around from team to team to team to team, and you would have never thought that what he brings to a basketball team would be very substantial. But what he does for New York is that he does all the dirty work. He does all the back-breaking work. He's probably the leading guard rebounding in the league.
He's close. I mean, he averaged close to double digits a night. And
he
dishes out assists. He's just a guy who does all the dirty work.
I would have to say he's the number one rebounding guard in the league. I mean, he really gets it done for them. And so when you have a guard going in there, almost getting you double-digit rebounds, that makes it lighter on a whole bunch of other people.
No doubt. And obviously that trade when they moved R.J. Barrett to Toronto and they picked up Anunoby, they got Precious Achiuwa. Both of those guys have been contributors as well.
Guys who have come to New York that really hasn't been asked to be the whole pie. I'm telling you, Scooter, it's such a nice thing to where when you go to a team and they say, hey, you're just a piece, just play. Just play. Instead of coming to an organization that's like, hey, if you don't play Herculean, we don't win. That's a lot of pressure, and only special players can do that. But when you're in a team-oriented situation to where all you got to do is go out and get a couple rebounds, play some good defense, make the right play, the right pass, and you can win a basketball game. That's when you start having fun and start enjoying basketball.
No doubt. And this is the type of team that's built in the mold of a Tom Thibodeau.
Yes, of course.
Who just preaches defense.
Hard nose, and then really, like I say, it starts from Jalen Brunson. Who plays any harder than a 6-foot guard in this league and doing the things that he does out there on the basketball floor?
And is there a guy who gets more out of his ability and talent than Jalen Brunson? I mean, he was a 6th man with Dallas, and he was good there.
Was good.
But boy, when he moved to New York, he took off like a rocket ship. He's been incredible with the Knicks.
I can only name one other guy that at his size did exactly what he did, and he was here in Sacramento, and that was Isaiah Thomas.
That's true. That's a great point because he was Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft, and then all of a sudden he became a 20-point player here. He goes to Boston, and he almost wins the MVP award.
That's what killed me. This was a kid who we didn't even think was going to make the team. Right. Went from that, and you talk about putting in hard work. Isaiah Thomas is what, 5'11"?
If that, yeah.
If that. All right, was the first guy to come in the gym and was the last guy to leave. But he knew that to make up from the deficit of his size and strength, he had to put that type of work in. And this guy went from that, Scott, to an MVP candidate. It was high on the list.
Legit.
Top
3.
Right.
No doubt. I mean, that's a great comparison. I'm so glad you brought that up because you're so right. Isaiah Thomas and Jalen Brunson are similar. And Brunson is just so darn physical. And do you feel like does he deserve MVP consideration this year?
Oh, no doubt, for sure. I mean, definitely will get a couple of votes. Do I think he wins?
No, he's not going to win it.
No, but definitely deserves some votes for sure.
Yeah, he might get top 5.
And I'll tell you this. If Donovan Mitchell gets votes, Jalen Brunson should too.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's nobody more valuable to this Knicks team. And obviously the addition of the Big Cat, having that inside presence has been huge for New York.
I always thought that the New York Knicks got the better of the trade. I said that from the very beginning. Not that I'm saying that Big Cat is better than Julius Randle. I'm saying for what they do and how they play, Big Cat works out better because Big Cat can stretch the floor. Big Cat handles the basketball. It's more of a team concept. Julius Randle's an eye guy. He's going to get you his numbers, right?
Yep.
But Cat's going to help some other guys do other things. So that helps out even more.
No doubt. All right. If you want to join the program, 916-339-1140. I think we're up and running in our YouTube chat as well. Continue with the comments there. We'll get to them throughout the next hour here. As we said, the Kings embarking on a 6-game road trip. Second game tonight. They're going to be spending a lot of time on the road. We know that they're currently 10-9 on the road. They've been a good road team. That is all true. But this is a very, very tough stretch for Sacramento right now.
Yeah, Scott, because, it's a situation to where they don't have the equity built up. If you have some equity built up, you look at this road trip, okay, it's all right. If you lose a couple of games, because you're playing some good teams.
You are.
You're not going to win all the way out. You're playing some good teams. Let's keep this thing 100. So at the end of the day, yes, you're going to drop some, but the Kings have no equity built up to where they can't afford to go on a 3-4 game losing streak. If you lose a game, you got to come back and win 2.
Yep.
If you lose another game, you got to come back and win 2. Kings got to stay 500 on this road trip.
That's a great point because even with everything they've done with the win streak,
that's just to get them back.
Exactly. They're 2 games above 500. They're 9th, which would put them in a play-in situation. They'd be playing the Phoenix Suns in an elimination game. And of course, the Warriors have won a couple of games as well. Since the Kings lost, they rebounded the night after and got a victory. So they're at 500 at 22-22. So it's a highly competitive Western Conference. The Kings are going to have to get it done on the road, bottom line.
In scooters like this, 2 or 3 games, like where the Kings and the Warriors are right now. And there's a couple of the teams in there also. But if you go on a 2-3 game losing streak, that can take you from 5th all the way to 12th. And it can take you from 12th all the way to 5th if you go on the winning streak. So a losing streak now would be very detrimental. I'm talking about a small losing streak. If the Kings lose 3 games, we're talking about 9th. We might be talking about 12th again. You might be talking about at the bottom of the barrel if you go on that 3-game losing streak.
No doubt. And this is a tough one tonight. As we said, the Knicks have been off since playing Brooklyn on Monday nights. They've had 4 days off here. And for the Kings, this is 3 and 4 nights with a lot of travel. They took off from Denver, went to New York, got there about 6:30 in the morning on Friday. So, they've had all day yesterday and today to acclimate, but still not easy.
No, not easy. But, it's one of those things to where you have to understand where you are. All right, fellas, we understand Denver bumped upside the head. Okay, whatever you want to call it, you drop one. Now you need this New York game.
Yep.
You really do, because you're going to leave there and go up against Philly. You need that Philly game to keep it 100.
Philly, who just beat Cleveland last night without Embiid.
You need that Philly game.
Yeah.
Because you have to understand, OKC is going to be tough. OKC is going to be tough, and then you got to end it up in Minnesota.
Yep. That's not going to be easy. No doubt. It's a tough road trip for Sacramento. We'll continue to break that one down. We'll get you the Ginger and Hammer injury report as well later in the program. Game night being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Check out their full line of luxury vehicles at mbofstockton.com. When we come back, we'll go around the league. We'll get you caught up on the games today. The second game of the Paris games took place, and the Pacers got a little revenge on Wemby and San Antonio. That blew out the Spurs. We'll talk about that. Also, how about this news from Lakerland? And it's not LeBron, it's AD. He made some news saying that the team needs to add a center. I thought AD was a center, but apparently he's saying they need to add a center. So we'll talk about that as well. Game night rolls along here on a Saturday afternoon. Hope you're enjoying your weekend in our capital city. Game night right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
is.
You can finally follow through with that resolution to get into that Jeep, Ram, Dodge, or Chrysler you've always wanted at Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. It's the place where a handshake still means something, getting you the best deals in town with the best customer experience. See for yourself. They're centrally located right next to Hagen Oaks Golf Course.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/radio and use code radio for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/radio and use code radio at checkout.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, price lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin.
If you see anything on De'Aaron,
Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Welcome back in the game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. Scott Marshall on with the high flyer, Henry Turner. We'll take you until 4 o'clock today. Get you ready for Kings Live pregame. Jay Ross in the house already, getting ready for that. The high flyer will stay with him for that. And then the G-Man will have the call from Madison Square Garden at 4:30 today. You know, I'm never more happier for Gary Gerald than when he gets to go to New York. He's like a kid at a Christmas store at Christmas time, walking Fifth Avenue there, kind of shopping and everything. But for the G-Man, it's the Broadway shows.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's big on the shows.
He went to a show last night, as he always does when he's in town, and he always seems to have the biggest smile of the year when he's in New York. And I love it.
It's cool because he loves the shows in New York, and he loves the pizza joints in Boston.
Yes, exactly.
I forgot the name of the pizzeria he goes to, but
he eats well on the road.
He goes there every time they go to Boston.
Yeah, well, he's got a little institutional knowledge on these road trips.
Hey,
40 years worth.
Hey, let me tell you, he's definitely been to all those places, and rightfully so. He knows where the best ones are.
He knows where to go. The book should be coming out. All right. Game night brought to you by Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Sacramento. If you have a heart of service, you want to do something good in our community, well, one thing you could do is really help out a kid in our community who needs an outside mentor. So many kids come from single-parent households. They could use an outside person to help them with some guidance, some counsel. Maybe that's you. If you have some interest, please check out bbbs-sac.org to learn more about it. All right. Now, going back to our conversation on De'Aaron Fox, we will get to some of the league news. He was listed by the Kings as questionable for this game. He went through the shoot around this morning. He says he is playing, but it just kind of tells you more about where things are right now, kind of with the fingers. I know it's something he's been dealing with, and obviously that thumb, on the other hand, got banged up on Thursday night as well. Are you concerned about it? It's something he's dealt with, and obviously he's played well with it, but it's one of these things that seemingly will not get better until when the season's over.
No, I'm not worried about it, because De'Aaron is just like any other NBA player. You understand when you put on that jersey and you step out on that floor, it's no excuses. You give me 100%. If you can't give me 100%, you don't put on the uniform. You don't come out there.
Yeah.
If you can't go at 100, don't be on the floor. So if he's suiting up and he's ready to go and he's in that starting five, I expect for De'Aaron to be De'Aaron.
Sure. But there's no question over the last several
we
games.
know it's bothering him.
There's no doubt about that.
Right. But if you step on the floor, De'Aaron, give me De'Aaron.
Yeah. And he's been a warrior. He's only missed 3 games this year.
He knows that.
Yeah. But again, the last 7 games, shooting 36% from the floor, 29% from distance, averaging just 18 points. Numbers are down.
And I will say this about De'Aaron. Because, like I said, all ball players pretty much have the same mentality. If he goes out there and he stinks it up and then come in at the press conference and they say, De'Aaron, is that finger bothering you? He will say, it makes no difference.
Sure. He's a pro.
It makes no difference because they really don't.
Yeah. You're right about that. So we know De'Aaron will play tonight. Josh Hart listed as questionable for the Knicks knee. Now, as we know in the NBA, questionable usually means at least 50-50 that you're playing. So
yes, sir.
Not until you get to the doubtful level do you really think somebody's not playing.
I told you. You could use any of those acronyms if you want. I told you my barometer is when they step out on the floor and I look and I see what they have on their ankles. If their ankles are taped and they're ready to go, I'm like, oh, he's going.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, Scott, basketball players, nobody gets taped up not to go.
That's true. All right. We'll have more on that with our Ginger and Hammer injury report in the next segment. Right now, let's go around the league. As we said, there is a final already. The Paris games, the second game is over. And the Pacers returning the favor on the Spurs. They got blown out 140-110. In the first game, Pacers come back, win this one 136-98.
Okay. Touche.
Pacers, yeah, touche.
Touche.
Very appropriate. Well said. The Pacers are 5 games over 500 now. They're 25-20. It was a team that was struggling. They had the same record as the Kings when they came in and beat the Kings, and now they've gotten on a big-time roll of their own.
Right. It just goes to show that the NBA is, a bunch of ebbs and flows that go up and down, but it's all about how you do it. You can't have those big devastating losses, 5, 6, 7s in a row, because if you do, you're going to definitely have to flip that and be Herculean and make another run like that. So, you want to keep it to where, like I said, you win, you lose one, you win 2.
No doubt.
You lose one, you win 2, to where, you don't have to make these big time 2-week runs of no losses.
No question. That was basically a road game for the Pacers with Wemby in Paris and all the fans coming out to watch him. But it was Tyrese Halliburton who had 28 points in that game.
Tyrese, our guy. Any other time we root for him, the only time we don't is when he's playing against the Sacramento King. He will always be one of ours.
Very true. All right. The other final, Denver loses in Minnesota today. The Timberwolves blowing out the Nuggets 133-104.
Oh, we wore them out, huh?
We wore them out on Thursday nights. Wore them out.
Yeah.
So the T-Wolves are 24-21. Nuggets now 28-17. We'll get you caught up on the other games going on, but first, just kind of going back to the the story. I found this ironic with Anthony Davis coming out and saying the Lakers are right there, of course, but that they need to add a center before the trade deadline. He's out there politicking that they should go out and get another big.
You know what?
It makes me laugh.
Me too, because Scott, I always say this. We've been doing this for a very, very, very long time now. When have any superstar come out and said, we need another player on our team that plays the position that you play?
Exactly. Would Michael Jordan come out and say, we need another shooting guard?
We need another shooting guard. We need another scoring guard on this team. Man, you know what? That just goes to show that Anthony Davis wants no more of the pounding.
Yeah.
He wants no more of dealing with the big guys, because he's like, I'm not playing my best basketball as a center. I'm a power forward.
That's exactly where I was going with this. You read his mind, because his quote was to Shams, I think we need another big. I feel like I've always been at my best when I've been the 4 having a big out there.
Exactly.
And that might be true.
Maybe.
But he certainly can play center. I mean, come on. He's one of the best centers in the league.
Hey, they've been depending on you to play center. And now you're saying, well, but you know what? I'll put the blame on LA. I put the blame on the organization, because it's not like they don't know Anthony feels that way.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, why do you bring in a player and say, you know what? I know you're a power forward. We're going to put you at the 5. Let's see how this works out.
Yeah.
Because the problem was they was putting LeBron at the 4.
Right.
So, you know what? At the end of the day, it might be like this. Okay, AD, we're going to bring in another center. LeBron still got to play the 4. Maybe we bring you off the bench. See how you like that?
We know the answer to that.
Right.
But to his bigger point on the Lakers, they're currently 5th in the Western Conference. They're 24-18. They've hung well because LeBron and AD have been healthy all season long. Neither one of them have been down. To his point, if they add, quote unquote, a big, or they get a couple more pieces, does this team catapult from being top 5 or 6 in the playoffs to being a true championship contending team?
No, because to me, I think that still keeps them right where they are. I think that
in part it matters. Of course, it matters who they get, obviously.
I think it almost, cements them in top 5. Because without another big, if something happens to one of those two,
right
now you talk about y'all drop from 5 to 10.
Yeah, it can crash quickly.
Right. So if you go out and you get another big, that just might solidify where you are at the 5 right now.
Yeah, interesting, because, in past years, it's been LeBron the one politicking for more players, saying that the Lakers haven't done enough. This time around, so far at least, it's AD.
I'm telling you, I am just want to see how long, because like right now they look pretty decent.
They do. They're playing well.
They look pretty decent. I want to see how long is LeBron going to stay engaged.
Yeah.
Because let them drop to 9th, 10th, 11th, and see if LeBron's like, yeah, I'm playing back-to-backs. Yeah, I'm playing all of these minutes, no minute restriction. See how much he stays engaged with that team.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, games currently going on right now. The Celtics leading the Mavericks 59-49. And following up, the comments from AD were after the game on Thursday night when the Lakers blew out the Celtics. The Celtics, I mean, they're fine. They're second in the Eastern Conference, but they have not played well of late. They've been playing 500 ball for about the last month.
And they're still second.
Yeah.
That's why you go out and you get those equity games. Yeah. We know there hasn't been a team yet. Okay, OKC has defied nature.
Yeah.
Same thing with Cleveland.
Yeah.
But usually in the NBA, all teams go on a slump run. So you go out and you get all the games you can to where you can use that equity. Like I said, Boston's not playing very well right now.
No, and they might be going through the dog days of
whatever
the NBA.
Whatever they're going through, they got enough equity. They're still in second.
Yeah.
You still right where you want to be.
They're still the defending champs.
Right.
All right, Heat and Nets. Of course, the Kings will be in Brooklyn on Monday. Right now, Miami's there. They're leading 27-25. They still have the Jimmy Buckets scenario. That has not changed. Later on today, Pelicans and Hornets. Zion Williamson did not play the last game, quote unquote, for reconditioning. What What do you make of that? He didn't play against the Grizz because he's quoted reconditioning.
Aren't we in the middle of the season?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me in the middle, right in the middle of the season, you're looking at a guy that says he needs has he been injured for a very long time?
I mean, he got suspended for missing a team flight, if you want to consider that.
Okay, but I'm just saying he's been playing.
Yeah. He's missed some time. But
and now you're going to say he needs reconditioning?
Yeah.
I want to go back to the LA thing real quick.
Yeah, go.
AD is campaigning for center, right?
Yes.
I know one out there that can get.
Are we talking about Rashawn Holmes?
No.
No. Okay.
Close, though.
Okay. You're talking about Valanciunas?
Nope.
Nope. Where are we going?
Someone that AD would be like, yep, bring him.
Okay. Tell me, just because we're up against it.
Boogie Cousins. Boogie Cousins. You mean to tell me that wouldn't work?
He's available.
And AD likes him.
Yeah. Wow.
And he played well for them. Let's keep it 100.
No. We know DeMarcus Cousins can play. I mean,
can play. It worked for them.
Yeah, that's interesting thought. All right, we've got to get to the break. The other games going on about to start: Pistons and Magic, Raptors and Hawks. You've got the Rockets and the Cavs, 76ers and Bulls, Jazz and Grizz. The marquee game tonight: Lakers and Warriors, Wizards and Suns, Bucks, Clippers. It's a busy night in the NBA, but when we come back, our sole attention is going to be in New York. Kings and Knicks. We'll give you the injury report and so much more when we come back. It's game night right here. Sacktown Sports 1140.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. DayQuil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
DayQuil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, DayQuil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's great.
Try new DayQuil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino. With over 80 table games, the hottest slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-235-5588. That's 800-235-5588. 800-235-5588.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in the parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Welcome back into Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140. Kings and Knicks will break it down. Let's get to the injury report. It's brought to you by the law firm of Gingery, Hammer & Associates. If you ever have an injury, just call Gingery. For the Kings tonight, De'Aaron Fox was listed as questionable, but we are told he will be available. Went through the practice this morning, the walkthrough, and is going to give it a go. We know he's got sore fingers on both hands. As for the Knicks, Josh Hart listed as questionable with the knee. We'll get a full update on that during Kings Live pregame. The G-Man will have more on that live from New York. All right, let's break this one down in our final few minutes, Henry. We know the combination of Brunson and the Big Cat is good a 1-2 punch maybe in the league right now.
Yes, when you talk about guard to big, no doubt they both are playing at a very high level. Brunson runs that basketball team. He's the head of the snake. He gets it done from long range and the mid range. Now, the one thing that do concern me about Brunson is defensively. You know, who is he going to guard? And he's going to be a small out there guard, one of our guards. This might be one of the first times that the Kings walk into a situation to where we have the bigger guards.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a tough situation for New York. For the Kings in New York, no doubt about that. Again, when the Kings have played New York, it's been a challenge because it's one of those teams that's physical, aggressive. They've had a hard time battling on the boards.
Yeah, prior. You know, I will say this about the Doug Christie Sacramento Kings. They have definitely stepped up their aggressiveness. They bring it from the start. It's not the same team that, you know, pretty much get pushed around and out rebound. The guys that come out with much more pride and much more aggression than they did prior before Doug took over.
And I'll agree with you on that, but the Kings have gotten off to some slow starts. And that's one of the things I was going to ask you. Have you been concerned about how many times they've had to come back?
The slow starts for sure. But I was just talking about just the physicality part of it.
They're playing more physical.
I mean, we know Precious Achiuwa and OG Anunoby, that's the only way they play. You know, and Big Cat is down there. So, yeah, they got some guys that can definitely do some pushing around. But I think this Kings team don't let guys just push them around and say, okay, we'll take it.
I'll agree with that. And, of course, the Kings no longer have Hartenstein, who's with OKC. Mitchell Robinson's out with injury. So they don't have quite the same size going into this game.
Right. So, you know what? It's going to be once again, one of those games to where I think the pace is going to, dictate big time for the Sacramento Kings.
No doubt. Other things you're looking for tonight?
Taking care of the basketball. You know, you don't want to be able to give New York easy baskets. And at some particular point, see what Big Cat can do with Sabonis. All right. If they can get the Big Cat in foul trouble, I think that can definitely play big time in the Kings' hands.
No doubt. And vice versa. Sabonis can't afford to get in foul trouble.
True.
Yeah. All right. It's the first meeting between these two teams. New York will come back here on March 10th. That's going to do it for game night. Henry's always great to work with you. You've got your fan mail. You're set up for the afternoon. Jason Ross is coming in. Kings Live pregame's coming up at the top of the hour. 4:30 tip tonight. G-Man with the call. It's always fun. The Kings at Madison Square Garden. It's the lone appearance of the season. Sacramento will try to even out the road trip at 1-1 here in New York and try to get victory number 24 on the year. That'll do it for game night. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching on the YouTube. Keep it tuned here all afternoon and evening long. Sacramento Kings basketball right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake.